Hi, my name is Brian Zrimsek. I'm the industry principal with MRI Software. We are a world leader in providing technology for commercial real estate industries, CRE. We cover commercial, residential, investment, occupier, globally. Millennials are folks who came of adult age in the year 2000. They graduated high school starting in the year 2000. So people born between 1982 and 1996. Fortunately, I've got two kids in that range, a bit further at the end of that than at the beginning. Those millennials have seen a lot in their short lifespan. If you think about the timing of when they came of age as adults, when they graduated high school, went off to college, what did they experience? 9/11, the dot-com bubble, the Great Recession. They've dealt with increasing costs of living for homes, both to rent and to buy. They've dealt with increasing student loans. They've seen their parents fall on hard times as a result of any of those aforementioned macroeconomic activities that happen. They've also benefited from the largest expansion in the history of the United States. But some would argue that when they entered the workforce in the early 2000s, they had to take not the job they wanted to get started because it was a tough economic conditions. But those early millennials, they're about to have their 20th high school class reunion in a few years. They're about to turn 40. They're in the workforce today, or they're just starting their careers today, the youngest of that cohort. And what do they have in common? They've grown up as a digital native. So it's digital natives. Millennials have had access to technology their entire life. They are more savvy and more comfortable with technology than any prior generation. Someone like myself who lived through analog to digital conversion on pretty much every platform, these folks, other than the VHS tapes we had bought for them when they were wee little kids, have been in the digital world the whole time. They're used to being able to just find what you need at your fingertips. Google it. You don't have to go to the library. You don't have to know the Dewey Decimal System. They're used to having access to information at their fingertips. They also communicate a lot differently. So you can expect those millennials to be expert communicators on a variety of platforms all at once. From traditional platforms of email, telephone, to text messaging, Instagram, Snapchat, who knows what else. Having access to data for these folks, where they want it, when they want it, is going to be imperative. Think of Google for your enterprise, right? They're used to being able to find data at their fingertips. They're going to want to continue to do that. I think at the same time, the millennials have the reputation, I think it's well deserved, for being a bit more socially conscious than prior generations, a little more environmentally conscious than prior generations. So it would seem that their business decisions may be colored a bit more, rightfully so, by those things. In real estate technology, we'll see more green building, we'll see more smart building, more investment, so that the lights aren't always on, the lights are only on when someone walks into the room, right? That they're controlling their apartment, they're controlling lots of things from their phone, they're minimizing their carbon footprint, and those kind of things. But I think the millennials also get a bad rap as being kind of, those kids that still live in their parents' basement, right? And I don't know that that's the case. There's plenty of millennials who are doing fantastic. They are already managing and leading in the workforce today. And I think you have to separate the stereotypical millennial from the different kind of personalities that we all see in the workplace. There are still millennials who can go and sell, and there are millennials who can go and do accounting. There are millennials who can go and manage a property team. There are millennials who can do all the jobs that the boomers and Gen Xers have done. They just approach them a little differently. The skill sets are there. The education, the smarts, they're there. There's a fundamental difference with this generation, and it's really the use of tech over talk. They're going to use multiple different ways to communicate. They're going to be completely fine with sharing information into a centralized system of record, whereas the traditional folks in real estate had their network, kept it tight, kept their contacts tight because that's how they differentiated. The millennials are going to build their network. They're going to be a bit more free to share their data with the enterprise for the good of the enterprise. But they're still going to value relationships. They're just going to build them differently than the older generations did. And that's going to cause us to look at them and say, well, that's interesting. Why are they doing that? The way we've done it has been successful. But fundamentally, the world is changing, and they are the ones who are driving the change. As you continue to have more millennials in your workforce and on your management team, I would expect that you will get those folks that are a bit more curious, that really want to understand why things are going on, and are, again, searching for the data behind it. Remember, these folks have been able to just Google it for as long as they can remember. The world of information is at their fingertips. That same kind of access to data is what is going to be expected of you in your workplace.